Hey everyone! So for today's Get Ready With Me video, I am doing makeup, hair, and an outfit idea for the 4th of July. This is definitely a very bold look, very fun, and of course, very patriotic. So if you're interested in seeing this look, just keep watching. I'll see you guys soon. Hello, love! So I'm starting off by priming my eyelids with the Urban Decay Primer Potion in the shade Original. I'm just taking a pea-sized amount and tapping my 2 fingers to get it on both of them and just putting it on both eyelids from the lid all the way to the brow. This is going to prevent creasing and from getting oily lids throughout the day. It's really just going to keep that eyeshadow on. Then for eyeshadow today, we're going in with the Smashbox Color and Contour Palette. And I'm starting off by using this white color called Snow. This is a matte white eyeshadow, and it's going to be buildable, so I'm going to build it more in a minute. But if you don't have this palette, all the colors I'm using today are ones that I'm sure another palette has. Then I'm going in with this kind of tannish shade called Nude and applying that from the crease until pretty much all the way up to the eyebrow. Because we're going in with a lot of blues today for this look, we do need a sort of transition color that's a natural color, so this is the one I chose. And I'm blending that back and forth in windshield wiper motions with a Morphe M330 brush. And the 3 main blue colors here I'm using are a light, a medium, and then a very dark navy blue. So we're just creating a gradient with these 3 different blues. So we're starting off with the first one and applying it all over the lid. I started applying this with a synthetic brush by Mary Kay, but I wasn't getting as extreme of pigmentation as I wanted to, so I just started using my fingers. And after, then I just blend back and forth with that M330 brush with no additional product just to make sure we have no harsh lines. Blue is kind of a hard color, so you just have to make sure you keep blending. Now I'm taking that second blue color and I'm just applying this kind of in the outer half of the lid. The first color I applied all over the lid except for maybe like the very, very inner corner. I wanted some of that white to peer through. But with this second color blue, you want to focus on the outer half of your eyelid because, like I said, we really want that gradient from that white to that lighter blue to that medium blue. And then before I go in with that dark blue shadow, I'm taking this Maybelline Color Tattoo Metal in the shade Electric Blue and applying it in the outer V of my eye just to darken things up. And then once again, just going back and blending with that brush with no additional product. Now I'm applying that dark blue shadow. This is a e.l.f. smudge brush and I'm just applying it in the outer V. You can tell it's very, very intense and there is going to be fallout. That's why we didn't start with our foundation today. But it's very intense, but I'm just going in with a clean blending brush and going back and forth to start the blending process. When you're dealing with these blue colors that are a little bit more harsh, there's going to be a lot of blending involved. But then any fallout, like I know it looks like crazy messy right now, but I just took a little makeup remover and a cotton pad and all the fallout is just being cleaned up and it will start to look like an actual eye look, not like a raccoon. Then for eyeliner, I applied this Maybelline Eyestudio Gel Liner off camera because, guys, it is so difficult to show me putting this on camera. And once again, just going in and blending a little bit more. This time I was just using that really light blue shade to just blend everything out and make sure there's no harsh lines. And then comes the fun part. I'm going in with this NYX crystal glitter liner and just applying it on the outer edge of that black liner. So I'm not going over it, I'm just putting this kind of as a barrier between the blue shadow and the black liner. Now this is kind of difficult to apply this glitter, but don't worry if you mess up and it gets a little bit on the black liner, that's okay because you can just go back over it with a little bit more black liner and it's cleaned up. Now it's time to go on to the face, so I'm going in with the Lancome La Base Pro Primer. This is a silicone consistency primer. I like this primer. It helps keep my makeup on all day, but if you're not into silicone type primers, I definitely would not recommend this. So I'm just applying this all over my face. I know I'm going to be outside, it's going to be hot, so I want to make sure my makeup stays on. Then for foundation, I'm going in with the Clinique Superbalanced makeup in the shade 02 Fair, and I'm applying this all over my face with the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. You can see I start by making stippling motions with the brush to really pack the foundation on, and then I blend it out with circular motions. This is really going to help your foundation stay on longer throughout the day and just not really settle into your fine lines. And so I'm just doing this all over my face. And of course, when applying foundation, do not forget to apply a little bit down the neck just to make sure everything blends out evenly. It looks kind of bad sometimes when your face is slightly different color than your neck. It's just easier to blend it down to make sure it flows. And then, just to make sure it's really blended, I just tap my face with a beauty blender. And now I'm going in with the Clinique All About Eyes Concealer and applying this anywhere I have a blemish. I know it says All About Eyes Concealer, but I just really like the consistency of this concealer. It has great coverage, so once again, applying that anywhere I have a blemish, and I'm applying it using a Sonia Kashuk concealer brush. Then, once again, just using the Beauty Blender to make sure everything is evenly blended and you can't differentiate my concealer from my foundation. As always, remember to pat when you're using the Beauty Blender and not rub or pull because that can destroy it. Then, to brighten that under the eye area, I'm going in with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circle Treatment Concealer, and this is in the shade Brightener Illuminator 160. And I'm applying this underneath my eyes in a triangular motion, down my nose, a little on my chin, and also a little on my forehead. Applying it in these other places besides under the eyes is just going to even out that bright highlight and make it look more natural. And I'm just going to blend this all in with the Beauty Blender. Can you tell? I really just love my Beauty Blender. I don't know what I would do without it. Also, in case you're wondering, this product does come in normal concealer shades, so if this Brightener Illuminator shade is just way too bright for you, I'm sure you could find some other shade that you can use to just brighten that under the eye area that won't be so intense. Then, to set the areas we just brightened, I'm going in with the NYX Highlight and Contour Palette using the white shade and the kind of yellow banana shade, mixing them together and applying it, like I said, in all those areas I highlighted using a Real Techniques setting brush. So this is just going to help set it and make sure that it stays in place and does not move around your face. And I'm a person who likes to use a face powder as well, so in the areas that I did not just apply that color from the NYX palette, I'm going in with my Clinique Stay Matte Pressed Powder in the shade 03 Stay Beige, and like I'm showing you here, I'm avoiding those areas that I brightened. And I'm just applying this using a Real Techniques powder brush. For blush, once again, I'm using the Hot Mama blush by The Balm Cosmetics. It is my obsession right now. It is so pretty. It's just perfect for summer. And I'm applying this using a Real Techniques blush brush. And I'm just kind of smiling so that I make sure I get this blush right on the apples of my cheeks. And now I'm going in with the Mary Luminizer Highlight by The Balm Cosmetics. This is so gorgeous, another great item for summer. I'm just applying that on the tops of my cheekbones, starting towards the hairline and then moving more towards the center of my face. I am applying false lashes today, but before I do that, I'm going in with the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. I am obsessed with this mascara right now. Clearly, I have a lot of obsessions right now with makeup. But just applying this to both sets of eyelashes, this is just going to make sure that your real eyelashes blend with the falsies so you can't really differentiate between them. And then the false lashes that I'm using today are the Ardell Glamour Wispies, and I'm applying them using a duo eyelash adhesive. This is the one that is latex free. I cannot use the other one anymore. I somehow became immune to it and it burns my eyes. And so I'm just applying those using a pair of tweezers. And now I'm just going over that lash band with a little bit more of that gel eyeliner just to make sure that you can't see the lash band as much. And then with a flat definer brush in that middle medium blue color, I'm just applying this on the lower lash line just for another kind of fun pop of color if we didn't already have enough blue on our lids. And now for liner, I'm going in with the NARS Longwear eyeliner in the shade Via Veneto. And then I'm just applying that same mascara I used earlier to my lower lashes. For the lips, I'm going in with the Covergirl Colorlicious lipstick in the shade Seduce Scarlett. This is number 310. You guys, this is my favorite drugstore red lipstick ever. I have tried so many reds from the drugstore. They're never the kind of red I want because I like reds that have more of a blue undertone and not an orange undertone. And this lipstick is just so gorgeous. It stays on. I love it. Then for hair, I also want to do something fun, but I'm still keeping it simple. I'm putting on a red bandana, which I've just tied in the front, and I'm just wearing it around the upper portion of my head instead of wearing it where it pulls all my hair away from my face. So then I'm just taking a couple chunks of my hair and braiding it. And my hair today, because I wore up in a bun to bed, it was kind of a little bit puffy, I guess I would describe it. So it had some texture to it, so I didn't even have to use hair elastics to tie these braids. And so if you have second day hair, or if you just washed your hair, if you just apply a little bit of a texturizing spray, you could probably get away with this where you don't have to put hair ties on the ends of these braids, which just makes it look like even cuter. And so I'm just doing, I think I did 3 of these braids, just kind of all over the place in random spots. I think it just makes it look a little bit cuter, more fun, and that's all I'm going for with this look. Is just a really, really fun and bold and patriotic look, because I feel like 4th of July is a holiday where you can get away with something a little more on the crazy side, so why not embrace it, right? So then that's the completed hair look, and I thought I was going to be done with this whole thing, and then I realized I wanted to add one last thing. So going in with the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Milk, I'm applying 2 stars to my cheek, and then I'm just taking that NYX glitter and just applying it right on top, and I'm just doing it in a star shape. And I know it doesn't look like much on the camera, but in person it was so cute and just super, super pretty. So that's the completed hair and makeup look. I'm just going to show you real quick and then we'll get into the outfit. So I hope you guys enjoyed this get ready with me video. I love these style videos, and of course the 4th of July is just such a fun holiday, and it was just so fun getting to put together this really bold makeup look, fun hair look, and of course the really cute outfit. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I seriously love the 4th of July. I love being patriotic. So if you like the 4th, give this video a thumbs up. As always, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.